Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the vocabulary of a real classic, Richard Connell's The Most Dangerous Game. We're going to see how just a handful of perfectly chosen words can create a world of heart-pounding suspense, chilling horror, and, the ultimate struggle for survival.
This one line, wow, it's so chilling, and it really sets up the brutal philosophy at the heart of this story. So how does the author make an idea this extreme feel so real? Well, it all starts with the vocabulary that builds the world of this deadly game.
So our story kicks off on a yacht in the Caribbean Sea. We meet our hero, Sanger Rainsford, who happens to be a world-famous big game hunter. He's actually on his way to hunt jaguars in the Amazon. But believe me, an unexpected turn of events is about to change his entire perspective on hunting forever.
The story immediately builds this incredible mood of dread. Rainsford is standing on the yacht's deck, and the author describes the night as a moist black velvet. The darkness is so thick and humid that it's described as palpable. And that's just a brilliant word choice, isn't it? It suggests a darkness so heavy, so present, you could almost reach out and physically feel it.
This weirdly eerie calm is just suddenly shattered. Rainsford hears gunshots, and in his rush to see what's going on, he drops his pipe, lunges for it, and tumbles right overboard. It's a total debacle. A sudden, violent disaster. And in this one moment, our hero is thrown from his comfortable, civilized world into a desperate fight for his life. Okay, just imagine this for a second. You're alone in the churning, pitch-black water of the Caribbean. The only thing you have to guide you is the sound of those gunshots, but they are receding. That means they're moving further and further away. So he's literally swimming toward a mystery, being pulled toward this ominous place known only as Ship Trap Island. Rainsford, against all odds, survives the swim and discovers the island isn't deserted at all. In fact, he stumbles upon this magnificent, light-filled château. The word château is just a fancy way of saying a large French-style castle, and seeing one here feels completely bizarre. And inside, he meets its owner, the equally magnificent and deeply strange General Zaroff. At first glance, General Zaroff seems like the perfect host. He's a sophisticated cosmopolite, a true man of the world. He's affable, which just means he's super friendly and easy to talk to. He treats Rainsford solicitously, showing all this concern for his comfort. He even comes off as venerable, carrying himself like a respected old aristocrat. But you just know that underneath all that polish, something feels really, really wrong. And this is really the core tension of the story, right? This clash between civilization and pure barbarism. Zaroff lives in this palatial or palace-like home with all the finest amenities, electricity, fancy food, but there's this darkness just beneath the surface. His polite smile can instantly turn into a leering, kind of creepy stare. His ideas are totally bizarre and unsettling, and Rainsford quickly finds out that the general's collection of hunting trophies is truly grisly. And when I say grisly, I mean absolutely horrifying. As Zaroff gives Rainsford a tour of his library, Rainsford realizes the mounted heads on the walls aren't just from animals like Cape buffalo or tigers. No, they're human. And this is the exact moment the story takes its dark and unforgettable turn.
Now, what's so fascinating about all this is how Zaroff justifies his hobby. He doesn't see himself as a murderer at all. In his mind, he's an innovator who's created the ultimate game. Zaroff explains that he started hunting people because he was suffering from ennui. It's this deep, profound boredom. Even the most dangerous animals just didn't challenge him anymore. He needed a new kind of prey, one that could reason. And his solution? Start hunting the sailors who get shipwrecked on his island.
Rainsford is, as you can imagine, completely horrified. He flat out refuses to condone this behavior, meaning he won't accept or approve of something so obviously morally wrong. He calls Zaroff's hunt a deplorable game, which means it's shockingly bad and deserves to be condemned.
The fundamental difference between these two expert hunters really just boils down to one word: scruples. Zaroff has absolutely none. He sees his prey as nothing more than objects. Rainsford, on the other hand, has a conscience, a moral compass that makes him see this for what it is: cold-blooded murder, not a sport.
And this just perfectly illustrates Zaroff's twisted idea of civilized rules. The person being hunted is called the quarry. If the quarry can elude Zaroff or, skillfully escape him for 3 days, they get to go free. If not, well, they have to face his gigantic, monstrous servant, Ivan. Rainsford, of course, refuses to join Zaroff as a fellow hunter, and the terrible alternative? He becomes the next quarry. They give him a knife, some food, and then the most dangerous game officially begins.
The story uses these incredibly visceral words to describe the chase. You can almost feel it. Rainsford is scrambling over these sharp, rocky crags. His skin gets lacerated, which means deeply cut, by thorns. He feels this genuine anguish, this extreme mental and physical suffering, as he hears the deep, howling baying of Zaroff's hounds closing in on him.
So, Rainsford has to survive for 3 full days, 72 hours. This is going to require every single ounce of his physical stamina, his endurance, and his mental vitality, his life force and energy. It is a true test against a master predator.
And you can really feel Rainsford's hopes start to fade. He creates this super intricate winding trail to try and throw Zaroff off, but his efforts prove to be futile, completely pointless. Zaroff finds him so easily, but instead of finishing the hunt, he just smiles and walks away. He wants to prolong the game, prolong the torture.
But Rainsford is no simple prey. He starts tacking into his own survival instincts and uses his cunning, his skill and cleverness to turn the tables. He builds a series of deadly traps, and in doing so, he goes from being the hunted to a dangerous foeman, an enemy in battle.
And now we're at the climax. The hunter's been injured, one of the hounds is dead, and Ivan is gone. The game is building to its final, bloody, and absolutely unforgettable conclusion.
With Zaroff and his hounds closing in, Rainsford is totally cornered at the edge of a cliff. His only move? He leaps into the churning sea below. Zaroff just assumes his prey is dead and goes home. But for 2 expert hunters like these guys, a final, decisive confrontation was absolutely inevitable. It just had to happen. Later that night, when Zaroff goes into his bedroom, who does he find hiding in the curtains? Rainsford. And Rainsford's famous line here, "I am still a beast at bay." It just shows his complete transformation. He's not just a civilized man anymore. He has fully embraced this primal, desperate fight for survival, just like a cornered animal.
The story's final line is a total masterpiece of implication. We don't see the final duel. All we learn is that Rainsford has decided he's never slept in a better bed, Zaroff's bed. It cements his victory, and kind of suggests he hasn't just defeated his enemy, but he's actually replaced him.
And that leaves us with this final thought, using 2 of our key vocabulary words. The story really forces you to ask, is civilization just this thin layer we wear? What actually makes a person civilized? Is it their fine art and expensive tastes? Or is it their moral scruples? It's a question that makes this story, and its powerful vocabulary, completely timeless.